Hi, I'm Courtney McQuade with Markets Group here at our private wealth event in Sydney, Australia. With me is Norman Zhang, Chief Investment Officer of Koda Capital. Norman, it's great to see you.
I'm glad to be here.
So you just came off of a panel talking about how allocators are preparing for the future. Here in the Australian market, what are you thinking about for your own clients and how to prepare for the future in this market?
Yeah, I think first of all, I'll just provide a bit of background on who Koda Capital is. Koda Capital is Australia's largest independent private wealth group. Our clients are typically high net wealth, ultra high net wealth, as well as charities and not-for-profit foundations. So in terms of what we're looking for, we're considered an endowment style investor. So we're looking for mostly uncorrelated strategies that provide really great downside protection characteristics. So what I tend to get really excited about strategies that are uncorrelated to systemic risks. So uncorrelated to where equity markets are going to go, uncorrelated to where bond markets are going to go. I like strategies that are more event-driven or process-driven. So when we look at a great merger arb strategy that's dependent on factors that drives whether a merger is successful or not, I like that. I like process-driven strategies where things like litigation claims in Europe, in the United States, where maybe the outcome is already settled and it's more about the process around getting to the settlement. So waiting, progressing that through the courts, and then receiving the settlement. So these types of strategies are quite exciting. There's not many of these strategies out there, but they are. One area that we're looking at is around the biotech. Getting companies through FDA trials and actually earning an outsized amount of return once they get through. Obviously, you need managers with expertise in that area that understand the process, understand the therapeutics, understanding the molecules. But finding these managers and investing with them are the things we're looking at.
And how do you explore? Where do you look for these particular strategies?
Yeah, I think what's important is the team. Like I always start off with the team, the people, and it's not only their insights and their skill, but also how motivated they are, how hard they're working to achieve their outcome. So when I do due diligence with managers, and obviously we look at things like process and portfolio and all the quantitative metrics, but I really want to assess things like culture. I want to understand how well aligned they are to performing. I want to look for performance-driven cultures, and I try to figure that out through a series of questions, maybe directly or indirectly, to understand culture, whether they're motivated, and also understand where they are in their life cycle. Sometimes the best funds are, particularly closed-ended funds, are funds 2, 3, 4. Maybe fund one's too risky, but maybe fund 11 to 15, everyone's already made their money, so they're maybe less motivated. So finding that sweet spot of motivation and identifying the teams are key for me.
That's great. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the people. I like that.
Yeah, obviously the numbers are important, but you want to make sure that that set of numbers is sustainable going forward, right? I can look at past numbers, but if we weren't an investor in previous series, these aren't my numbers. So
exactly. Well, also, Norman, this is the first time I've met you out here in Australia in our private wealth event. How are you enjoying the event so far?
Awesome event, really good turnout, great conversations today. So lots to learn from. So we'll take that back to Koda Capital, and we'll talk about it and think about ways to improve our portfolio.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's great to meet you, Norman.
Thank you.
And we're live at our Sydney private wealth event.